What's up, ladies and gents? Tinky230 here. I hope everyone's having a great day. So welcome to the Monster Hunter World Beta. I'm going to be playing with my friend Dan. We've been playing Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter Tri, all the way up until Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS. So as you can see, that was the character creation screen. This is currently the character creation screen for your Palico, your AI helper. And we're going to head straight into the fight, and we're going to be fighting the Great Jagras. So as you can hear, that is the Monster Hunter language. I can actually choose that in the language selection. This is the chest where you grab first aid meds, rations, which will help you during your quest. There's also a canteen in the area, in the campsite, where you can get food, pay for it, and it'll give you buffs. But because this is a demo, and right before I actually went and got food at the canteen, the beta said, or the game said, that everything's maxed out, your health and your stamina, so I guess technically you didn't really need to use the canteen. But it's cool to see, and the food looks pretty delicious, kind of like Final Fantasy 15's food. So Dan and I kind of messing around, kind of killing stuff, getting used to the controls. Currently I'm using the Insect Glaive, as you can see. I've been using the Insect Glaive since Monster Hunter 4? I think that was when it was introduced. And Monster Hunter Generations. And with Generations I used Aerial Style, which I am a little sad doesn't exist in here. So I have to get used to, I guess technically, the regular controls for the game. So we got some little Jagrases here. This isn't the Great Jagras that we're going to be fighting, but this is a good warm-up to test out the controls here. After every kill, we go for a carve. And as you can also see later on, there's going to be like herbs and mushrooms and other things that we'll gather. That's the Great Jagras right there. It seems like it doesn't really care that we're in its lair right now. It's actually nonchalant. I don't know why it didn't really notice us. Because usually when it notices you, music happens and everything gets a little bit more intense. But I was asking Dan at the time, I was like, is this the Great Jagras? Because it didn't really notice us, but because of the tracking bug that we have, and it's leading us straight to the Great Jagras, that's definitely it. It just kind of ignored us. You see we got like a ore here that we can mine. Awesomely, we don't have to make any more pickaxes. It's an infinite amount, so we can pick as much as we want. So now that the Great Jagras is ready to attack us, it seems like it's eating plants. I actually never noticed that the first time. So this is going to be a learning experience here. I haven't played any Monster Hunter game for probably maybe like 3 or 4 months now. I was playing a little bit of Generations with Dan and my friend Anthony, kind of like to get in preparation to play Monster Hunter World. But now that the beta's out, I probably won't be playing any Monster Hunter until the official release. Dan, as you can see, he's currently using the bow. He was using the bow in Monster Hunter Generations. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to use the Kinsei, at least initially, but I figured out how to vault and do air attacks, and that. There's like a mid-air dodge. That's why I was like stumbling with my words a little bit. I don't remember there being like any kind of like mid-air dodge when I've been using the Insect Glaive previously, so that is a very cool addition to it. So right here you can see we mounted the monster. Interestingly, they changed this up a little bit. You can actually move from the head to the back to the tail, and you can attack it from there, like wherever you want. And if you attack it, a lot, you'll do like a super, not really a super attack, but like an attack. For instance, like the glaive will be like a flurry attack. You just keep on using the glaive. In later parts where we fight the Baroth, I was using the hammer, and it's like a charge attack on its face, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of like a flourish attack, if you will. So since the Jagras ran away, we have to go and find it. We found it out here in the, I guess this isn't really the plains, but it's where other monsters are feeding. It's close to the beach. So one of the cooler features in World is that you can see the numbers pop up and how much damage you're doing based on where you're hitting. But as a rule of thumb, it's usually always good to hit their underbelly and obviously their head. The head does usually like the most damage. And you can also cut off their tails as well. Not sure about the Jagras, but I'm pretty sure you can as well. So if you notice under my health bar, under the stamina bar, health is green, stamina is yellow. There is a bar for my weapon, and it's currently yellow. So as you fight, as you hit monsters, by the way, the impact sounds in the game are amazing. They actually, like, it's pretty good feedback. So as they degrade, and they become green to like yellow, and after that I'm pretty sure it's red. You gotta sharpen your weapon with a whetstone so you can get it back to green for optimum cutting and sharpness. Or I guess in the case of a hammer, optimum bluntness. If you notice the Jagras' huge belly, if you hit that huge belly, that is a critical spot to hit. It's like its weak point. I didn't come up on it, but Dan was telling me that it ate one of the creatures that was scrounging, eating grass or something like here. And I think it was one of those, the Aptonoth, I think that was what it was called. I feel like I'm getting really forgetful with names in my old age. So vaulting is something I really like to do, and because of that, I tend to mount monsters often. I'm still trying to get used to the vaulting here, because the vaulting in Monster Hunter Generations, when I was using aerial style, it kind of flung me forward instead of like I guess a pole vault. And so I kind of have to get used to the location of where I'm landing. But like I said before, for some, like in this match, I didn't really use the Kinsect to its full ability. And essentially what the Kinsect does is, if I throw a Kinsect at a certain part of the body on a monster, it'll give me a color back. So say, it's usually like, if I hit the head, it'll give me red. If I hit like a wing, or maybe like its back, it's white. And if I hit something else, something a little bit more defensive, it'll come back with orange. So a combination of those white, orange, white, and red, they buff the insect glaive, giving me better combos to unleash on the monster. And if you get all three colors, that's like the ultimate like combo unleasher. And you get to do like rapid moves, and like you can get to do a lot more damage. So that's what you're striving for if you're like an insect glaive user. It's like, sadly I didn't learn that until, or actually I didn't learn the buttons to use it until we fought the bear off. But just let you know that, you know, eventually, since this was my first hunt in here in Monster Hunter World, that I eventually figured it out. Perfectly, we're right up on the belly. Getting a lot of damage, hitting him in the head too, so. The only thing that I think if Dan and I play this again, which probably will, see if we can try to kill this thing a lot faster, since we kind of know how to use the weapons more since we've been using it. So yeah, we just got the Great Jagras. Monster wasn't too bad, even though we were kind of like fumbling with the controls a bit. I think Dan was a little bit less fumbly than I was. So usually we get 3 carves out of a monster. I'm not actually sure how we trap the monster this time around. We don't have any like tranquilizer pellets, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's how our first experience, my first experience with Monster Hunter World, turned out. Seems like it was pretty good. I'm usually always rodeo champ in any of the previous ones, at least the ones that had it. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode of Monster Hunter World. So if y'all made it this far, thanks for watching, and as always, take care and take it to 30 out. Alright, y'all, game on everybody, and keep smiling. Stay tuned for more episodes, since I recorded a lot. So, like I said, stay tuned for that. Alright, y'all, peace out.